11th of December 2019, and we're off to Korea. 10 days of good times, hopefully. Wednesday morning, quite warm this morning, probably about 15 degrees. We're just picking up some refreshments for the bus trip to Gyeongju, which takes about 2 hours. The bus to Gyeongju is not as luxurious as the one from Seoul to Busan, but it's adequate. It'll get us there, 2 hours. This is some of the landscape on the way between Hyundai and Gyeongju. So after 1 hour 25 minutes from Busan, or Hyundai specifically, we arrived at Gyeongju, and Bill's just googled the directions, and the hotel's about 200 metres away from the bus stop. So due to the wonders of Google Maps and the internet, we found our hotel, which is the Good Dream Hotel. We're staying here just tonight. I think it costs us $30 a night. A lot of hotels in this area. Nice day today, only about 14-15 degrees I suppose, maybe a little bit warmer. So we've checked in the hotel, and now we're going to go on a walk looking at the ancient tomb complex around Gyeongju. And this is a map showing the location of the tombs, showing walking distance from our hotel. The first tomb complex is about 5 minutes walk from the hotel. We're at Daerungwon, which is a series of tombs from ancient leaders. One of the biggest ones is the tomb of the leader who was king for 23 years, and the relics are inside these tombs. These are like the Egyptian pyramids, except they're just mounds of dirt. Some more of the tombs in this park. There's a notice here about climbing on the tombs. Punishable by 20 million won fine, or prison 2 years. So you can't actually go into the tombs. Here's some girls in traditional hanbok dress, embarrassed. This combination of old and new. This is now doing the K-pop. These ancient relics are in one massive continuous park. You walk from one park to the next and get lost in between. And the next relic we're going to look at is an observation tower, which is just through there. You can also see some more of the tombs in the distance here. So it's called an open air museum because of all the relics are in continuous park, which is open to the public. This sign says it all. So this is where we started, and then we're over here and actually get a 35-minute tour through this area, where we'd have to wait another 40 minutes for the bus and go through this area. So after a couple of smoothies, we're about to get this insect bus around the tombs. 35-minute tour. And we're all in the insect bus with a bunch of Koreans. Hardly run into any tourists on this trip. Maybe half a dozen at most in a week.
앞쪽 방향 오른쪽에 보이는 다리는 신라 제35대 경동원 때 축조돼
Some of the things that are excavated. There's a big excavation site behind.
일찍이 한반도의 변방에서 통한 약속을 지키고 3만 일 통의 대업을 성취한 원동력은 무엇이었습니까? 첫째, 신라는 변화에 능동적으로 적응하며 외부 세계에 열려있는 국가입니다. 위쪽 육로와 아래쪽 회로를 통해 외부 세계와 교역을 활발히 하며 다양한 문화를 흡수하고 균형 잡힌 외교 감각을 갖추고 있습니다. 둘째, 신라는 과학과 기술을 숭상한 나라입니다. 신라인들의 이러한 창의적인 장인동식, 석굴암, 파도탑 등 독창적이고 예술적인 석조 기술은 물론 화려하고 정교한 황금 세공 예술과 함께 앞선 철기 문명을 발전시켜 우수한 농기구와 무기를 생산함으로써 산업을 육성하였고 또 오늘날의 건축 기술로도 재현하기가 어렵다는 황룡사의 거대한 구축 목표를 축조하는 인민의 자긍심을 크게 주시옵니다. 셋째, 신라는 왕국이면서도 오늘날의 외교정치에 발견할 수 있는 화백제도를 두고 다수의 의견을 조정하였을 뿐만 아니라 하늘을 공경하고 천물을 살피기 위한 천성대를 주었고 백성들의 생업과 안위를 지키기 위해서 바로 위정자들의 지극한 해민 정신을 멸보게 하는 사례라 할 수 있다. 동일 전쟁 중 손을 쌓고 무기를 만들었던 신라. 그들은 드디어 성북통일의 기업이 닿았습니다. 그 기술과 힘을 대신 도시건설과 문화산업에 이루게 되는데 마치 바둑판을 보는 듯한 잘 정리된 도시 계획과 신라 보통왕이 진흥, 진지, 진평으로 이어지던 왕위 계승에 문제가 생깁니다. 26대 진평왕은 아들이 없었던 것이다. 그것이 오히려 우리 역사의 새로운 장을 연기하는 계기가 되었습니다. 신라공주 등만은 그 천성이 맑고 지혜롭고 한반도 최초의 여왕으로 등극하다 아노른 백성들을
So this area of Gyeongju was once the site of the kingdom of Silla, which was sacked and destroyed by the Mongols, and only the major temples remain. Of course, at the end of a hard day's walk, finish off the day with makers. It's Thursday morning, quite cool outside, and today we're going to get a bus to the Bulmun tourist complex, and then continuation of the bus down to the Buddhist complex on the edge of town. Just leaving the Good Dream Hotel, quite comfortable, big rooms, older style, at least it wasn't too cramped like the last place, and we're getting the bus up to the tourist centre. This is a really neat idea. It actually tells you where the bus is, how many stops away. It also tells you the temperature, which is 2.3 degrees. This is some of the landscape on the way to Bulmun tourist village. Fairly stark once you get outside the main city of Gyeongju. This is the map of the Bulmun tourist complex. Got walking tracks around the lake. After getting the bus there, it takes about 20 minutes on bus number 10. We then get back onto the bus and go to the tourist complex, the Buddhist monastery, which is at the end of the route. So we came to Bulmun tourist area, but it's pretty quiet because it's winter. A lot of buildings, not a lot of people here. And where we found this guitar Bill can play. A lot of hotels here and office blocks and buildings, academies, research centres, and even an amusement park with a roller coaster in the distance there. Well, look like we're having a fun time here at the table. Oh, who's that ringing there, sitting next to Bill? I knew Bill would eventually find himself a Korean girlfriend. Bit stiff though, this one. Bit straight. And this is the amusement park, which is on the edge of the lake. Busan. Very quiet today because it's winter and it's only about 2 or 3 degrees. It's quite a big amusement park called Gyeongju World. It's got California Beach, which is in the distance there, and then we come across to the roller coaster. At 0 degrees at the moment. It's a bit cold for a water park. Might freeze, but anyway, the entry into the park is about $30 for adults and $20 for kids. We then get back onto the bus and go to the tourist complex, the Buddhist monastery, which is at the end of the route. Still puffing from a steep walk up a hill. Very steep. Like it's freezing cold here. This is the entrance to the temple. Construction of this temple was begun in 751, completed in 774. It's the 10th year of King Haegong. It was centre of the Silla Empire, Buddhism. The Mongols invaded the area and sacked the whole village and city. The main temple was burnt down by the Japanese invaders in 1593, but was then rebuilt in 1969 and completely restored. It just cost us about $11 for the two of us to get in, which the first thing we had to pay for, first entry, so we don't mind so much. Everything else has been free in Korea. People have been terrific and very helpful. They've done a fantastic job of rebuilding this temple. About 50 years ago they rebuilt it after it was destroyed about 550 years ago. What this pig's doing inside the temple. Not many people wandering around, basically by ourselves here. This is the main Buddha hall and shrines to Buddha, who attained enlightenment in India over 2,500 years ago. The hall was originally constructed in the mid-8th century. It was burnt down during the Japanese invasion in 1593. The present building was reconstructed on the original stone platform in 1765. Various Buddhist statues inside, sitting and standing. Now in the main part. It does say no cameras, but I'm not sure whether it means inside or outside this area. People are taking photos out here for sure. Some evil monsters warding off the spirits, I imagine. This temple spreads out all the way up the hill. See Bill just walking up to another section. From the map you can see how big it is, but it doesn't show on the map that it actually climbs up the hill. So we're now going to head down the hill, right down the bottom to find a cafe and have some lunch. after walking around for about 15 minutes and trying to find a halal restaurant. We had to settle with cheese on toast, hot chocolate and coffee. Quite expensive though, it cost us about $30. So nearly 4:20, about to get the bus to Seoul. Not such a flash bus this time. The bus has only 10 passengers. I hope the driver's better than the shocking driver we had from Seoul to Busan. He was all over the place. I thought he was drunk or something. It's just after 9 o'clock. We just got off the subway and we're standing outside looking very confused and lost. A nice Korean fellow came up and asked if he could help, and then walked us probably about 300-400 metres towards the hotel, so he found it for us. And now we're just about to check in and then have something to eat. Something to eat just around the corner. Can hardly talk, it's so cold. Just outside the hotel is a rabbit warren of little alleyways with restaurants like this one on the left and further ahead, all through here. Great little atmosphere, like Chinese hutongs. And it's probably only about 1 or 2 degrees, that's why Bill's wearing the hoodie in the distance there. Just trying to find a restaurant, checking a few out. So we found this cosy little bar. Takes about 15 people. Good atmosphere, and it's warm. Last night in Korea, and I had to try Korean beer. And it tastes very good too. Tastes different from Australian beer. Bill's having his orange juice. Sorry. It was meant to be grapefruit juice, but it looks like orange juice to me. Another beautiful day in Korea. Last day, Friday, and we're about to go to the tower, Namsan Tower. It's just heated up. It was -1 about half an hour ago, and now it's 1 degree. Here's my good travelling buddy, all wrapped up. Phil's got 4 layers of clothing. I've got a t-shirt and a jacket, but then I don't feel the cold much.
Sorry.
Bill doesn't feel the heat, I feel the heat. We're just on the bus climbing up Namsan Hill to Namsan Tower. So we got the bus up the hill, you can hear it in the background. And this used to be a radio tower, and now one of the 4 major towers in the world, according to tourist books, and overlooks the whole of Seoul. On a very clear day, even though it's very sunny, it's a bit hazy. Now underneath the tower, it's 11,001 to go up there. Bill's thinking about going up there, but I don't really enjoy heights that much. And this is the plaza at the base of the tower. Shopping centre, souvenirs, etc. And there's Billy Boy, wondering whether he's going up the tower or not. You can see my reflection now, taking a video of myself. World's first OLED tower, and Bill's going over towards the edge, and the views from this viewing tower here. Unfortunately the sun's shining right into our eyes, so we're getting a silhouette here, but there's Bill looking over Seoul. Some of the apartment blocks and offices. There's no charge to go to level 5. You come out at level 5, there's this park called the Family Park. And I've got the sun behind me now. It's a better shot of Bill. See the city in the background with the sun behind me. There's a guy here and take photos. Here's a better view from the lookout with the sun behind me. There's Bill gazing over, 100 metres drop or hundreds of metres drop. And here's the city of Seoul, Little map there showing what everything is. And big city. We just met some Malaysians. First day here, took a photo with them. Great place here. Family park, there's a lot of families here. This is the silhouette of the tower. Hear the music in the background. Interesting thing is that most of the music played here is in English. A lot of Christmas songs we've heard. A lot of music before the trains arrived too. So fish meal for lunch. How's that, Bill? Happy? Got a smile from Bill when he sees food. Takes a long time to decide. And overlooking the view here, looking over Seoul. So after about an hour up here and having our fish and chips, we're heading back to Myeongdong to do some shopping. Bill's talking about a haircut, we'll see what happens. Now walking back to the bus. Steep slope here. Bill reckons this is like his snowboard. Wish he had his skateboard here. Last couple of hours in Seoul, and Bill decides he wants to have a haircut, so we just walked 1.5 k's to find this hairdresser. See how he. So we found this barber shop down a dark alley. No doubt about Bill. Anyway, we'll see how he goes. So we're in the barber shop. Bill's got half an hour's wait, but it's only about $10 for a haircut. So Bill's consulting with the barber to decide which haircut. Bill does have a photo. It's $8,000, which is just smack on $10 for a haircut. Instructions been given. We're away. And like Bill's haircut so much, I got one myself too. Cost about $10. It's nearly 4:30, Friday afternoon. We're about to get the bus to the airport. This is just one of the palaces, many palaces. It's located not too far from our hotel, 5-minute walk. We just cashed in our remaining Go card balance, which we had about 7,000 each left. And so ends our 10-day trip to Korea. People have been great. Food at Lateria has been great. Haven't had a lot of the Korean stuff. I did have one Korean beer, which was very nice. And wasn't a great way to finish it. We just stood in the line for over an hour to get through immigration. Line stretched for 200 metres each way. So we're a bit late taking off. But had a great holiday and had a terrific travelling buddy in Bill. Couldn't get someone bad to travel with.